That's pretty. That's pretty. And we're back. We're back in the land of the Shivering Isles. A realm in another dimension. A realm of madness, of dementia and mania. The two states of insanity, of extreme depression, and extreme optimism. And we are here in the New Shia, the Daedric Prince of Madness himself, Sheogorth's capital city. And we are going on a quest to attune the gateway into his realm, I believe. So let's just see what our journal says. Get a little more insight. Ooh, we have a new skill tree unlocked. So we're Champion of Citadel, Knight Errant, Divine Crusader, Pilgrim, Grand Champion, Silencer, Archmage, Master, Master Thief, Knight Brother, and Aspirant. Crazy. Looney Tunes. We're just cruising. So I'm hoping we'll get through Shivering Isle. I hear maybe the Oblivion remaster, the official remaster by Bethesda, supposed to drop on Monday, which would be very interesting if true. I think that would yeah, I don't know. I'm intrigued. Could be good, could be bad, could be a little bit of both. You know, nothing's perfect for sure, but I'll look into it if true. You know, maybe I'll make a video about it or something. But it's kind of ironic. I'm almost done with the Oblivion series, and I think both the Oblivion remaster and Sky Oblivion are supposed to release this year. So irony, but I don't know. I think there's still something about the classic. Like I do actually think that the Skyrim, I don't know about the new Oblivion remaster, but in my personal opinion, the Skyrim remaster was worth the price. It was a very good, very well crafted remaster. But I still like going back, and I think the original Skyrim has a nice feel to it too. You know, I mean, it's, you know, there's something kind of retro about keeping kind of a look, going back a little bit and looking at the how things were, and then, you know, the goal is to try to improve on them. That's not always the case. Sometimes it's worse, sometimes it's better. Oh, ow. Keep on clicking space instead of E. I get the E and the E and the space are interchangeable between Skyrim and Oblivion for jumping and opening things. So I'm finding I'm jumping a lot when I try to open things. All right, what were we doing?
Speak quickly, mortal.
Hey, baby. How's it going? Okay. Oh. Yep. Again, it's gonna be a bit. I'm doing the side quest series where I'm doing a lot of Skyrim episodes, so it's definitely getting the controls a little mixed up. I like I mean, Skyrim, I like the color palette. I think that in a lot of ways it's the superior game just for the fact that they had a better engine, that they're able to craft the world with more of a lucidity, and there's just more variance to it. But in my personal opinion, Oblivion, especially the Shivering Isles, has a very painterly color palette, kind of artistic blend to it that is really hard to duplicate. And I know Skyrim's the features are hard, where I like Oblivion goes with these kind of soft features, but they're still caricatured, and it's not really Uncanny Valley. It can be for sure. You've seen those videos where they design their faces all weird, but the way the jaw moves when it talks, actually the flesh, you know, instead of going, it's more natural. You know, you see that it's a very, I think Oblivion was ahead of its time, really. You know, they managed to marry style and realism without getting too far in the uncanny valley. That being said, there are definitely uncanny valley moments, for sure. Verdant Snarl, what the heck is this? It's pretty entertaining. Yeah, so before we go out and venture, let's just remember, I think I got ahead of myself. Yeah, so we entered in this way. We entered into, you guys chose Mania, so we traversed the beautiful landscape of Mania that is just dotted with mushrooms and just bright colors and brightly clothed characters and just very insanely optimistic and weird, colorful creatures. And now I think we're going to go to Dementia. But first, let's grab some Z's. Why? Because I'm open carrying a mace in front of your base? Is that why?
And stay away from my wife.
Ooh, I like this guy. He's either over-possessive or he's a protective husband. Doesn't like people pestering his wife. Either, you know, but you can't say he doesn't care, right? I guess I can't fault him for you know, caring. Okay, bed.
You're to stay here for a night, eh? Just for sleeping. You keep to yourself, mind your business, and stay away from my wife. The room is 20 gold for the night. You want to stay or not?
I don't know. I'm afraid if I even glance at your wife, you're gonna like murder me in my sleep. But okay, we'll take it.
Good. The room is on the second floor, right across from the stairs. Sleep soundly.
I feel like it almost becomes a temptation if you stress it over and over again. Like, don't ogle my wife. You know, I think that's human nature. You wanna, you know, don't go ogling people's wives, but you know, it's that whole like there's like some sign, there's a meme online where it has there's a sign that says like, don't even think about jaywalking or something, and you see a guy looking at the camera going like this, you know, he's implying he's thinking about it, or it's funny. There's another one with the guy in he's like from the University of Dublin, and there's like these, you know, cancellations, like it's like, you know, a square and then a cancel through it, and it's like burgers, cigarettes, and like booze, and you see he's like juggling, he's smoking while he's holding a burger and some booze. Yeah, well, we're not the type to go after people's wives, so but generally it's pretty destructive all around.
They drain the health and magicka from.
Okay, so this must be our room here. So we're gonna avoid looking at his wife. Or this just leads. Didn't I buy a room? Oh, okay, here we go. This is our room. It's kind of cozy. Yeah, I like the bed. Maybe could use some windows. Kind of nice artwork. Yeah. It's in the cupboard. Some lettuce. You always, you know, like you know, some places they leave out some chocolates or some fancy treats. You know, here some bread maybe. Here they just give you a head of lettuce, some yarn in case you want to sew designs on your lettuce maybe. Okay. Let's get a good 7 hours in. Okay.
I understand there's a Knight of the Thorn in hell. I heard he lives with Zoe Maline.
Uh-oh, it's his wife. We better not look. I wonder if that's probably a quest where if you pester his wife. But we're not gonna do it because I want my
Citizen.
channel to be somewhat edifying. Somewhat. Not too much. Just a bit. Yeah. Oh, okay. We're back in Mania. We don't want to go through Mania. We are actually going to go fix this goofy thing that's like the gateway. You know, we're going to go to Zedillion. Zedillion. And we're going to fix this attunement that's going to reanimate the gatekeeper or somehow gatekeep this area where people get into his realm, because he's very choosy about the insane people he lets inside. So everybody's crazy here, so he's very picky about how insane you have to be, I guess. So let's go to Crucible. So right now we're in Mania. Both Mania and Crucible are part of New Shia, which is the capital. So we're in the Mania section. You can tell by the very Alice in Wonderland, very whimsical, bright colors. It's that guy's wife, probably. I'm just assuming, because he's a lizard and she's a lizard. You know, hopefully that's not the wrong thing to do. Okay, here's Crucible. Now Crucible is supposed to be, Crucible is supposed to be. Look at this tone shift. You just feel the emotional weight. You know, in modern, I wonder if they could make a modern game with a different engine and just really give you it, but you still feel that tonal shift of just the everything's overcast. Very gothic, very morose. It's almost romantically so. We were here during the night. I like these mushrooms. They're kind of cool looking. But I don't really like that Crucible just has the sewer just running through here. You know, I mean, I get the point, but like I feel like they could have made it a little more high class or hoity-toity. Because look at this chick. Look at this chick here.
I'm Murine. If you have any secrets, I'm the one to tell. I won't share them with anyone but my family. Unless they're good ones, that is.
Well, at least she's honest. So I'm not gonna be telling you any rumors, but you know, telling you my deep dark secrets. But look at her dress. Isn't that gorgeous? It's very like romantically morose gothic kind of. You know, that I think they could have made this less run down and more like romantically. Like the Mania is very romantic, how everything is like whimsical, and this could be just like gothic. But I think they kind of made it a gothic plus run down, and so it's kind of you know, kind of gross and dirty, I guess.
Rainy Roo.
Yes, Rainy Roo indeed.
I'll calicrack the find-do. I will.
Mm-hmm.
You tear at it.
Indeed. I concur.
Gal burst in it.
Most definitely. Okay, so we're gonna go out this way. This way, and they have in the Mania they had the mermaid statues with I thought Sheogorath. I don't know who this is. This doesn't look like Sheogorath. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. This looks like some kind of Middle Eastern man, maybe. I don't know. He's kind of got that kind of vibe. He's got of course, obligatory mushrooms around, and like there's some kind of druidic hooded figure and some kind of world-eating snake. And he's on a throne. It's like there's some hands tearing down his robes as he's, looking forward. The anticipation. Either that or he's taking a big dump. I don't know. There's these very gothic looking sconces. Look like elephant trunks with fangs. It's very bizarre. Alright, well, here we go. Here we zippity dippity do. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Here we go. Rah, rah, rah. Za, za, za. Ba, ba, ba. La, la, la. Da, da, da. Wah, wah, wah. Ka, ka, ka. Rah, rah, rah. Indeed. This place is getting to me. I just talked to an insane person. What do you expect from me? You expect me to keep it together? That's what the last 2 games have been, and me talking to crazy people. It rubs off on you. If you're in any area, okay. I'm ranting now. I'm doing crazy stuff. Let's get back on track. We gotta keep our sanity. Okay, so we're going along here down this romantic journey near the Hill of Suicide. Sounds like it'll be very just beautiful and very awe-inspiring. Maybe some tulips and some I don't know, windmills, and maybe nice rivers, fresh water, and lots of bunnies in the Hills of Suicides. And we're gonna pass by a Heretic's Horn. That sounds like that'll be delightful. And then we'll go down Pinnacle Road and we'll get into the peninsula of Mad God's Boot. And if we gotta make sure we stop here, because if we go too far here, we'll probably end up in a shallow grave. I'm guessing. That's why they named it Shallow Grave. Yeah, total tonal shift. You feel this, all that kind of optimism is kind of seeping out of me. I agree with my voters in far as I mean, I like horror movies, and I have a soft spot for especially gothic-like things. Like, I really like gothic architecture and attire and like landscapes. Like, this landscape's pretty cool. But I think the dreariness, just it being so dreary, is gonna get to me. It's like right out the gate, we're in a town, maybe. Looks like they have their own kind of fairies here, maybe, or whatever magical energy. Maybe it's just magical energy. Oh my gosh. These things are super cool looking, though. So I like that there's a bit more gothic creatures, and then the mania is a little bit more kind of Alice in Wonderland inspired, kind of zany, cartoonishly over the top, like super colorful, like creatures and stuff. Like more psychedelically inspired, I guess. Well, maybe. Well, we shouldn't get distracted. I'm just curious, though. Huh, yeah, it's just that the small village doesn't look like there's any taverns or anything to go through. It's like they're planting their mushrooms. Big mushroom fans around here. Oh wow, we're a little off the beaten track. We're supposed to be on that side. Do we have to follow the road? Isn't the whole point of this place to kind of, you know, go off the beaten track? And it's like a side quest. Otherwise, I would look into it. Ooh, what are these? This is kind of interesting. They're orca plants. There's some more of these they're like twisted spriggans from gnarly willow trees, and a lot of willows here. A lot of wind blowing through the willows. Okay. Getting back on track. Oh boy. Yeah, eventually we gotta fix our mace. Make a little pit stop and figure out how to fix our mace. Ooh, that's interesting. It's kind of a fascinating, kind of swampy area here. Kind of romantically dreary. All the vines. It's almost like a New Orleans, a gothic New Orleans here. I'd like to see a little more variance of like creatures and dementia so far. I feel like Mania had quite a few variants of creatures where here I just see like mostly just the frog people and then the tree people. The people of the tree. Whee! Ooh. This looks interesting. So it looks like these guys exist on either side, these drummites. So these must be the natural denizens of the island. Want to come say that to me again? That's some kickback. Here we go. They're just resting. Okay, I do like that they add a little bit of more like greens and blues and purples and, you know, different colors other than even maybe light pink, other than just having it gray and overcast, because that makes it a little more romantic versus it was just run down and dreary. So it cheers me up a little bit. I remember I had an angsty period when I was a kid, and I was like, I wanted my mom to paint my room black, and she didn't. I was so mad, but I think she told me, but it was like a very dark green, but, you know, to her credit, she's like, I don't think this will be good for you, and that's why she didn't go paint it completely black, because she was worried it would affect my mood. So, but I was kind of like, I wasn't a goth kid, I had a goth phase, and I definitely like, how do you say, like, once it was done, like, I was like, man, I'm kind of depressed all the time. It felt like a cave, and everything was super enclosed, and it just wasn't what I thought. But that being said, I think you can do it right, but you can do the gothic vibe right, but you gotta have some pops of color, you gotta have some sort of levity or interest. It can't just be dreary. Oop, I hear. Oh, you little turd. Little ballywog. You little ballywogosaurus. These are pretty cool though. They're like a dinosaur frogfish. Alright, we're almost to Zedelian. That sounds like a high concept progressive metal album name or something. Zedelian. Or band. Where's Zedelian? Our next song is called the world in the eye of the mushroom, flying high above the ocean of crystal glass rainbow shards or something. Okay, this is cool, but this is getting kind of oppressive over here. Okay, you snuck up on me. You just are not very nice. Okay, so we just walked a little bit too far. Let's head back this way. It's all these gnarly trees over here, all twisted and bent and stuff. What are you? No, another bellywog? And it says it's right here. We could have fast traveled, but I want to go through kind of the exploring dementia and mania. Here it be the attunement. So we're supposed to attune the spheres. We've entered Zedelian. I should now begin locating the focus crystals that link the resonator of judgment with the rest of the dungeon. Alright. Guessing we're gonna run into some more grummites. It's a depressed looking button. Don't close on me. You dare. I'm hearing some croaking. I'm about all grummite out. I'm ready for a new enemy type. Okay. What is there a button? A button in which to push? Hello? Frickin' grummites. If they were Grumcan, then I would be more satisfied. But they're just a mite, so it just implies that they might do something. They're not good at commitment. They're not Grumcans, they're Grummites. They're Grummites. Okay. Oh my gosh. I feel like they're kind of nautical kind of gear, though. Here's the Judgment Nexus. Do I like the... Oh, I like the Judgment Nexus with... Was I supposed to pick something up? I hope not. I should now begin locating the focus crystals that link the resonator. Okay. Here's the Judgment Nexus, but I don't know if that is the focus crystals per se. This gate is all open elsewhere. Elsewhere is a place where the Khajiit live in Tamriel. Yes, I'm smart. I know things about massive online RPG games. That makes me special. Yes, indeed. Okay. What is this thing? Is there... Oh no. It's gonna be some stupid, confusing thing that's gonna take forever, isn't it? Never gonna get out of here. Never gonna get out of here without completing what I need to do. You have anything on you? Why do you need currency? Some madness or whatever that is. Well, I don't need lockpicks. I got the skeleton key, guys. I got it. Nah. I like the little nod. The buttons are, manias and a mad or dementia. Happy and sad. Why can't he have a realm of joy where everybody, has moments of happiness and for the most part, are joyful in whatever situation. Just learn to be thankful and okay. I discovered the first 3 focus crystals to fix the top of the Gromite Shaman's crystal staff. I think they're using their crystals as power source of their weapons. I removed the staff to replace the focus crystal in its judgment nexus. It's the judgment nexus. Ooh, fancy. Save just in case. Looks like they're dissipating. I don't know if I should kind of feel guilty I'm interrupting their religious practices. But they do seem to be bent on killing me. They seem to be pretty friendly. Are these say they're worshiping their Gromite gods or something? I would have thought they would have worshipped Sheogorath. Sheogorath supposedly designed the Shivering Isles, but I don't, I have no idea. So maybe the Gromites were here before? I need to know more Gromite lore. That was a step back. That was 2 steps back. Things keep going this way, it's gonna be two steps back and 1 step forward. Or 3 steps back and one step forward. We're gonna get nowhere. Give me your fungus or your focus crystal. Oh boy. How did I know it's gonna be another Gromite? What are the odds? Wouldn't be one of those tree things, or feels like these Gromites aren't very inclusive. They should have tree things and all those other things those bollywog things. Oh my gosh. He just hit me. Why? What did I do to you? Ooh, a flawless topaz. What is this way? Maybe that there is another focus crystal of Lier. You go to sleep. You should look for a guy with the staff. Hearing some magic in this direction, maybe. Ah, there's the guy. Go ahead and... The final crystal staff. I discovered the 3rd and final focus crystal. What does it do? Does it stop a chain reaction of sorts? We will see. I placed the third and final focus crystal into its judgment nexus. The path to the resonator of judgment itself is now clear. My next task should be to attune the resonator by using the attenuator of judgment that Shugorth provided me. Attenuator of judgment. Aw, sweet. It looks like I upgraded my blocking skills. So violent. Man. Oh, they got the energy. Got a bit of a hop in their step. So they're like frog fish people. H.P. Lovecraft would be having a field day. Ha. Go to sleep. What you got there? Left for orc digestive slime. That sounds acidic. That sounds like if you were to try to put that in your backpack or in your pockets, it would just eat through your skin or something. I think that's the final attenuator. So there must be some kind of lever. A lever of just judgment. To open up the attenuator of judgment. Or is that the attenuator of judgment? Do not know. There's some gold. Some gold! There's gotta be some kind of button here somewhere. Or key. Do you have a key on you? It just has digestive slime he's carrying around with him, I guess. You got anything? You got anything? Some Mantisaur, huh? Make some armor out of Mantisaur. Or Mantis Shield Matrix. I found an unusual item called the Matrix. It looks like a mold of some kind. Seems to be magical. I should ask around. Someone should be supposed to know what this is used for. Yeah, interesting. So we have a possible quest. We can make some Madnessaur armor. That would be pretty swank, as the kids say. That's still a word that's used, right? Swank? Or would it be ristastically swank? The ridgiest swank. Oh dang. Let me in. Let me in. What do I do? Oh, okay. Must be something. Here's a giant crystal. Oh, okay, I get it. It's been attuned. Okay, now it makes sense. I guess this would be the Crystal of Judgment, I suppose. Kinda makes me feel a little dumb, but live and learn. Oh, that's fancy. Okay, what happens? Do these gates open? Head to Zedalian. Is Zedelian like his prison place? Is there another crystal here somewhere? Or is this a teleportation pad to the platform over there? It looks happy, so this might be manic.
Finally, Lord Sheogorath has sent someone to assist me. But where are my manners? Must get into my professional tone. Welcome to Zedilian. I'm the dungeon caretaker, Caliban Nerendil.
Tell me about this place.
A wonder of engineering, is it not? Zedilian is the ultimate test of mettle for the foolhardy adventurer that dares trespass into the Shivering Isles. What they don't know is that they're being drawn to their doom, courtesy of the Resonator of Judgment.
The Resonator of Judgment, eh? Enough! How do I get out of here? Interesting. Tell me more. I'll always humor crazy people because they might, and then you like slowly back away but don't get them going, or you might end up with a knife in your chest or some kind of weird crap. People are crazy. All right, tell me. Interesting.
Ever since that wretched gatekeeper was made, Zedilian became redundant. It fell into disrepair and was eventually all but forgotten. After only a few years passed, the Grummites began moving in. Ghastly things. They mistook the focus crystals for some sort of religious symbols and removed them from their rightful places.
Fascinating.
This rendered the Resonator inert and Zedilian completely useless. Luckily, you came along and placed Zedilian back into operation. Yes, I tend to ramble. You'll have to forgive me. If you have the attenuator, then Sheogorath must have sent you. Zedilian would normally have sent you back to the entrance when you stepped on the pad in the Resonator chamber. Since you're up here, I can only surmise that adventurers are already entering the dungeon as we speak.
What should I do?
The only thing we can do is let the adventurers complete a cycle through here. I'll be glad to help. I assume Sheogorath gave you the manual of Zedilian.
What?
You can consult it for more information, or I can provide instructions. I will be happy to describe each chamber and explain the event that unfolds as we proceed through Zedilian. This first chamber is the Chamber of the Gnarl. At the touch of a button, you can cause a large group of tiny gnarls to appear and attack the adventurers. Or, if you're feeling merciful, we can have the group terrorized by a seemingly lowly gnarl that instantly grows to twice their size. The hallucinogenic spore gas we release into the chamber will help lull the victims into believing the creature means to kill them. Don't worry, its bark is far worse than its bite.
Okay, as long as we're not killing them and just psychologically torturing them, completely, it's completely fine.
As the adventurers make their way through Zedilian's chambers, they will encounter choices that you make in these control platforms.
So you say.
All you need to do is decide what becomes of the adventurers. Will you drive them insane, or will you pull the life from their bodies?
Well,
simple. Wait until the adventurers are in position, and then press a button. If they survived, they will proceed to the next chamber, and so on. It's really quite ingenious. You'll know you're done when they lie dead on the ground, or they are out of their minds. Of course, any of their possessions you wish to keep are yours for the taking. I'll make sure you get them when you're done.
well, so then I'll have blood on my hands. And I'll be a dirty thief. That makes me feel great. Just killing people or driving them crazy. if I drive them crazy, he's probably implying that if I kill them, I get to take their stuff. But if I drive them crazy, you know, is probably the best option. But that's like pretty mean. But at least you're alive, you know. If you're not, this guy's you're a little messed up, Killiban. You're Randall, or whatever.
Well, the dead will be disposed of. Have no fear. That's my job. Those that are lucky enough to merely go insane will be granted a place in the Shivering Isles as a permanent resident.
Oh, goody. Explain the choices.
Each chamber presents two options. When you push the appropriate button, an event will unfold for the adventurers to experience. One is physically harmful, usually lethal traps or creatures, something relished by the residents of Dementia. The other choice is more mental. They are designed to make the adventurers lose their grip on reality, much like the residents of Mania.
So in a lot of ways, Dementia is a lot more dangerous in a technical way than Mania. You know, I suppose being out of your mind, depends how far you go, could be pretty devastating, but it wouldn't be like dying. So I feel like being, although I have had creatures attack me in Mania, so it feels like there's death everywhere. But this guy kind of looks like I don't know, I haven't watched it all, but there's Rumpelstiltskin, like the fairy tale character, but he was in Once Upon a Time, the Disney series. It's kind of got that. It looks like the cut of his jib is kind of similar, in my opinion. I wonder if this came out around the same time. I don't think so. I think Oblivion was before.
As you wish.
As you wish.
What else can I answer for? As you wish. The resonator works by drawing adventurers to itself with a sort of magical siren's call. Sheogorath uses the resonator to find
little brain control,
as he calls them, the best of the worst to populate the Isles. Quite clever, eh?
That's pretty mean.
So
he gave us some. Let's consult the manual real quick just to do our due diligence. I'm curious. Okay. On the subject of Xedilian's construction, Lord Sheogorath, let me begin by extending the warmest regards to you and your noble being. The construction was completed on time and well under budget, as you demanded under pain of fine. I believe you're quoted as saying, "Don't threaten me with a good time." And with only the most infinitesimal loss of life. I am proud to say that by harnessing the energy of that most unusual crystalline formation, Xedilian should maintain itself for years to come with proper maintenance, of course. At your request, I have included the full operation instructions for each section of the site. If you have any other questions, please feel free to bother me anytime, like when you originally thought of this idea in the middle of the night. So this is kind of a running the gambit trial by fire citizenship test. You know, I much prefer the just memorizing important things about the country that you want to move to, but in the Shivering Isles, you either, you know, learn how to go out of your mind or murder people or you get murdered. It just this, yeah, not good. But this is Sheogorath's insane way of separating the wheat from the chaff. And the heart of Xedilian is its power source, the resonator of judgment. By tuning this huge chunk of crystal with the attenuator of judgment, a tuning fork of sorts, we have released a wave of siren-like sound that will draw anyone from outside the Isles. 3 focus crystals have been placed throughout the site to assist in keeping this wave of sound even and stable. The site will not function without all 3 focus crystals running in unison, which is what we set up. So it's important to keep them clean and safe in their cradles, which I have called the Judgment Nexus. The focus crystals are irreplaceable at this time, so take proper precautions guarding the site when not in use. Zedilian has split into 3 encounter areas that are all linked with the latest arcane transport technology. As with the hapless Zedilianites, it was fun to experiment on them. Thank you for that. Make their way through each room. They are subjected to a test based on either the manic philosophy or that of the demented. It feels like the test, the demented, you just die every time. You don't, unless you defeat the creatures. It just doesn't make sense. So only the mania people survive, I guess. Whichever suits your whim at the time, all you need to do is push a single button and then sit back with your favorite wine. We provided luxurious observation platforms, oh my gosh, from which to enjoy the show and watch the results. Each encounter area has a unique theme that matches your requests as close as we could provide. I think you'll be pleased with the results. Before I've detailed each room and the effects you can expect for them in brief, as I know your lordship is busy. The Chamber of Conversion. A fairly empty room with a large grating on the floor and a single half-sized harmless gnarl wandering in the center. Manic result, or small harmless gnarl, will be grown in size nearly thrice of the average Zedilianite. Most we observe run around and attempt to escape the lumbering creature. Eventually it will stop and fade away. The magic of the room is enhanced by spore gas we pump in through the grating. Demented result, our tiny friend Garl is joined by a small swarm of his brethren, and they attack our surprised guests. Genius. The Chamber of Avarice. In this room, a huge mound of treasure sits atop a half ziggurat inside a securely locked cage to which there is no key. Manic result. We drop several hundred keys to the ground that are all exact duplicates. Oh, it's terrible. That's so mean. It's amusing to watch the Zeal Knights scramble for the keys to the correct one. Some spend days. Amazing. The Demented result. When the Zealanite reaches the top of the ziggurat, we blast them with a highly concussive flame spell. The blast always sends them flying. Good fun for all, discounting those that do not survive. Chamber of Anathema. As you requested, we saved this one for last. The Zedilianite that has the metal to make it this far now faces the toughest challenge of all. This room. So would you be like very mentally resilient or very good in battle, I guess, if you made it through all these steps somehow? This room features freshly killed corpses, blood, and plenty of hanging bodies for your darker moods, my lord. Manic results. We kill the Zealanite and cause the specter of his former self to rise from the body. Not many Zealanite minds can... Oh, wow. That's insane. I guess it's the Shivering Isles, but that's insane. Most insane this far into the site. I must confess, this room is a favorite of mine. Demented result. Nothing better than a good old-fashioned battle. We raise at least double the number of zombies as there are Zealanites, and let them have it. Simple, elegant, and deadly. I hope you are pleased with the results of Zedilian. I know you'll have just as much fun using it as we had fun constructing it. Strangely, we have yet to receive payment for the site. I'm sure it's just a minor oversight, and it will be corrected as soon as your lordship has a moment. Yeah, I'm guessing he ran him through. It's like Daedalus created the labyrinth for King Minos, and the Greek King Minos, to place his bastard Minotaur son in to wander, and he would make human sacrifices and throw him in the maze. So Daedalus built this labyrinth, super intricate, and then Minos threw him in. Of course, he knew the way out, but is that, they always commission these architects to create these messed up places, and then the architects disappear mysteriously. Okay.
Good to be back in business.
Let's do this. This will be very insane but interesting.
What can I... This at the touch, or if you're... The hallucinogenic spore gas. Don't...
Okay.
So good to be back in business.
Oh, here we go.
Now keep your weapons ready and watch your backs. Do what I say, we might just get out of here alive.
This is one of the horrid guardians of which the stories spoke?
Be careful. There may be more to this creature than meets the eye.
Who do you think's gonna make it to the end?
Get rid of this thing and continue on our way.
Are my eyes playing tricks? Or is the creature
By the gods,
growing?
when will it stop? It could devour us
Run
all.
for your lives!
I'm guessing the fighter would win the dementia path,
Something's not right.
and the wizard would win the mania path.
All this time it was merely an illusion. How clever.
Wait, what's wrong with Lewin?
Makes no sense. Should be dead. Well, what? Oh,
I think this place got to him. Perhaps
Well, at least we didn't kill him, but...
No, we'll pick him up on the way out. He must fend for himself.
no way to run. Mad tree. Must escape.
I don't know, it might have actually been more merciful to...
watching them run from the giant gnaw will get
Alright, so this is the key chamber.
What can I say? The second chamber of Zedillium is the Chamber of Avarice. The adventurers will have to overcome their feelings of greed as they set their eyes upon the huge piles of treasure locked behind that gate. You may choose to spring a fire trap and cause them great harm as they stand before the gate. Or you can fill the chamber with hundreds of keys and watch them frantically search for the correct one. Always a crowd pleaser.
Money's nice, but you can't take it with you when you die. How do you say...
You're doing quite well so far.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of like, I feel bad, because I think it's more merciful to, like, not kill them outright, but maybe, you know, driving them crazy is the best option. But maybe the real merciful option is to let them fight, and that way we're sure that the best fighter would do fare well. Or if I unleash a bunch of mentally ill people out into... Well, I guess everybody's mentally ill, so it shouldn't matter anyway, but, you know, like, it feels like they might have less chance of surviving, but, you know, it doesn't stop people. The Shivering Isles are pretty crazy. There's the coin.
I told you, treasure. Let's have at it, Sindelius.
So we had the rogue and the fighter and the wizard, the kind of the standard fantasy tropes. And the rogue would have liked this area more. It seems like that's what been the rogues.
This place is
It's the riches, and the fighter would have been the gnarl. Yeah, let's...
blast. The cage is locked.
Gromok, be careful. This looks too good to be true.
If only Lewin were here, he could get us through this in no time.
We'll have to fend for ourselves. Do you think you can pry the door open?
Forget it. This is obviously a trick. Let's get out of here.
To be so close, and yet so far. If only we had the key. Wait, do you hear something?
Oh, no.
Look, keys. One of them must open the gate. We're rich.
Let's get out of here, Sindelius. This is obviously a trick to waste our time.
I'll know it when I see it. Yes, it must be here.
They're all fake. Just come with me now.
Find it. Yes, I must find the key. Rich beyond all my dreams.
Suit yourself.
Truth is, if he had the riches, he probably still wouldn't be happy. You find that about human natures. Once you get something you think you want, you know, you gotta find joy. You gotta find a kind of a joy and peace in life. Otherwise, you know, searching for pleasure and happiness can, you know, pleasure and happiness have their place and can be good. But if you just, that's all you focus on, then you're not going to be happy. Okay, I've caused Sindelius the mage to go insane, but yeah.
Riches, countless riches, all mine.
Crazy. But really crazy.
Riches, countless riches, all mine.
What's this one?
I see Lord Share. Now, how may I continue? The third chamber of a Zedillion is the Chamber of Anathema. Its contents are designed to make sure it's the final encounter. The adventurers will be subject to horrors beyond their imagination. Visions of repugnance, death, and malevolence reside in this room. If you wish to bring ruin to your victims, you may choose to animate some of the corpses and watch as they satiate their hunger. Or we can create the illusion of the adventurer's dying and his spirit rising from his corpse. Good fun to be had for all. Then, just as suddenly as we kill him, we revive the adventurer. There are few minds that can stand this type of torture.
Oh,
You're doing quite well so far. Keep it up.
Steady, Gramok, steady. You've been through worse before. What more could this place possibly throw at you?
this guy, we might actually have him fight his way out.
This place is giving me the creeps.
Because he might be able to do it where this...
Only me left. Fine. I'll show him.
Yeah, I think it'd cause him mentally to break.
This place is giving me the creeps.
I'll let him fight his way out.
Very dead, blood for blood for blood for blood.
Just curious if we can load it and go back. I don't think so. Okay. Well, I did. Maybe we should have just tore his mind apart. Maybe that was the best option. Oh well.
You've made short work of the intruders. Sher Gorath should be proud to have such an efficient apprentice.
Oh boy.
Now, if you'll step on the last teleporter pad, I will meet you in the reception chamber so we can recover your earnings.
Oh boy.
Not to worry. We'll have your spoils to you in no time at all.
So terrible. Just for the guy lives? Prison warden lives? Okay, I'm just following this way.
I have some things for you.
Yikes. Gotta watch where you step around here. Mean like my dad? Oh. Some pretty cool looking outfits. Oh. Some things, huh? Oh. Oh.
This is the part where you fall down and bleed to death.
Well, maybe the warden wasn't in on it.
Please, meet me.
That was very random. It's the reception chamber. What's going on? Even? Okay. Go this way. This door is blocked. I think that's the entrance. Reception chamber. Oh, there's our two guys. At least they survived. So, in the future, I'll just have to choose insanity every time, I guess. This gate is opened elsewhere. It's opened elsewhere, the land of the Khajiits. Oh, here's a...
As is the tradition, you are to be awarded a focus crystal as a token of your fine work.
Good memories.
Oh, yes, of course. It seems a most unusual weapon was recovered from the orc warrior, Dramok. Never seen anything like it, but perhaps his journal can give you some useful information. Beyond that...
This is gonna make me feel worse.
From the recovery chest. You've earned it. You're free to go at any time, of course. Just up that hallway. Good luck to you. That was quite a battle. I hope. You've not heard the legends? How could that be? Those beings, as you call them, aren't beings at all. They are the soulless abominations known as the Knights of Order.
Oh no.
Their attraction to the
They're bringing order and peace.
It was built from one of the obelisks that dot the isles. They seem to have an affinity for.
If that guy called somebody bad, then they're probably good.
And tell him the knights have returned. Quickly now. Go!
The Knights of Order? Oh no. People have sanity and common sense. No. No. What are we gonna do? It's over. Okay. That was a trip. That was a trip for sure. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and save it there. Good times. When we return, we will connect with, well, just so I stay on track. Let's head to New Sheoth Palace. We got it. This looks like we got an interesting weapon, so that's kind of intriguing. So could have probably harvested weapons from all of them, but I was trying to do the right thing, but kind of backfired. But how do you say? Yeah, let's talk to Sheogorath, and he's the Daedric Prince of Insanity, so I'm guessing the Knights of Order are trying to bring common sense and sanity to his realm. So we're going to go ahead and save it there, and when we return, we will find out more about these mysterious Knights of Order and what they are about in the realm of the Mad Prince, Sheogorath. Until then.